The game might be over, but we're just getting started. Welcome to the Todd Fox postgame podcast, your go-to spot for real, unfiltered Angels talk, win or lose, on the Halos in the Infield Network. You never know what's going to happen. Walk-offs, meltdowns, heroics, or straight-up typical Angels disasters. We're breaking it all down. Who stepped up and took home the Golden Stamos, the most prestigious award in baseball? And who embarrassed themselves so badly they're stuck with the dreaded Nacho Night Award? Drop your comments, call in, and sound off. We're reading them all. So like, share, subscribe, and buckle up, because this show pulls no punches. And yes, Anthony Rendon is still a fragile little bitch. Take it away, Todd.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield postgame show with your host, Todd Fox, on the only place where you can get the real deal Holyfield talk about your Angels by the fans, for the fans, for the fans, by the fans. And you know what? The Angels were like, first you start with one, then you start with two, and then there's the losing streak. In fact, I think that should be the way we start the show tonight because, again, that's called a losing streak, ladies and gentlemen, not a winning streak, as the soundbite says from the famous movie there. Let's talk about that winning streak, shall we?
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. If we win one today, that's another one in a row. We win one tomorrow.
We lost one tomorrow,
which
was
was a winning streak.
It's called a losing streak. So we had to manipulate that one. The Angels lose, baby. And they lose 3 in a row on a very disappointing night where I felt that if the Angels could won tonight and maybe tomorrow you get out of the road trip 5-4. And I'm really sick and tired of hearing about home runs in general from FanDuel in itself. But I think I was more annoyed with the fact that 3 different times when they could not succeed in any of the few chances that they had as a team tonight to get some runs together, automatically we went to the excuse train. It was like, woo! And the excuse train right off the bat was, this is the first time in 70 years that a team had started 15 out of their first 18 games in a row. I don't want to hear that. And every time we get a guy on base, right away you go to, hey, bloop and a blast. Here's a chance for a home run. This guy has a home run. That guy has a home run. It doesn't matter. Why not talk about the strategy that they could involve? They can go the other way, pick up on tendencies from the pitchers. No, what happened tonight is almost not a carbon copy because, listen, if you didn't think Maui, whatever his name is not that good, which I don't think he's that good, I just think his approach to the Angels' futile hitting was good last night. And I think for a guy who's been sporting a 6 and above ERA the last 3 major league seasons, is very lucky to still be in the league, by the way. And I think a lot has to do with him being left-handed and Patrick Corbin. He wouldn't normally be the starter if it wasn't for the fact they've had injuries, correct? Well, Patrick Corbin, drafted the same year as Mike Nelson Trout, he's been on a downward spiral since he got that big contract from Washington years ago and then got another contract there, I think, out of Arizona. It was one of the two. Anyway, long story short, he comes out there and he does the exact same thing that yesterday's starter did, which is throw strikes or keep it, whether it's fastball first pitch or slider first pitch, and then fastball on the inside corner or outside corner, get the hitter 0-2, and then throw all your junk. Go to all your repertoire junk. Don't throw anything in the zone, and the Angels will sweep at it. They will swing over it, and they will flail at it like a dying fish and strike out. And that's exactly what they did. 7 strikeouts in the first 3 innings is showing that you're too overly aggressive on, you're not shortening up your swing on 0-2, number one. You're too selective on the first 2 pitches. I mean, again, they should know now that this umpiring crew is giving the corners, at least in this series, unlike in Houston. They're giving the corners in this series. So they're going to be farting around in the corners. So if you see anything straighten up in the zone, you got to hack at it, right? They're not hacking at it. They were looking at strikes all night. I was so goddamn frustrated to see Adele look at one right. Not only was it down the middle, it was on the inner half of the middle. So you want to talk about Adele's just straight up juicy, like that's his red. Like if you played the show, it's like fire engine red. That's his hit zone. That's his hot zone. And he just looked at it. And then you have other hitters that were up there tonight too. Same shit. Soler, Trout, stuff right down the middle. Just look at it. Shawnewill, look at it. And granted, Shawnewill did a couple times where he had 2 good hits, with 2 strikes. But for the most part tonight, I kind of got the feeling in the first 3 innings, this team wasn't going to do shit tonight. It was just going to be another, let's make the pitcher look way better than he really is. Let's make him look outstanding tonight. And they did. And again, just like I said last night, the night was cursed when Taco Bell O'Hoppe decided to Hershey squirts and himself out the lineup. Well, again, Hershey squirts, again, he might have controlled the damage. He might have plugged the hole, so to speak. But he was so out of energy with all the loss of diarrhea and fluid from his body, O'Hoppe just couldn't find it in himself to play catcher tonight. And that's fine. And that's okay. That's acceptable because we know that, it's chalupa time at Taco Bell, and O'Hoppe does this about 2 or 3 times during the year, right? And that's fine. It's okay. All right? You just got to lay off the jalapenos and the hot sauce, right? Don't go, fire. Go freaking maybe mild. Get the yellow packets, O'Hoppe. But okay, so it's fine. You can't play. I get it. I'm not blaming O'Hoppe whatsoever other than he ate too much Taco Bell. I mean, you can never trust sour cream that comes out of a squirt gun, right? Have you ever seen that? It's like one of those cocking guns that you use to, cock the side of a, wall of a crack, seal a crack with a quick seal, the liquid nails type thing for all my construction buddies out there. But Taco Bell uses one of those guns to squirt your sour cream and guacamole. That's what I call a spritz. It's disgusting. Anyway, moving on from Taco Bell. The point is, you had Travis d'Arnaud. Fine, he's your only other catcher. Dude is gone. Okay. Why the fuck is he again in the 5 spot? Okay, so you made your point last night. They asked you in the postgame, why was he in the 5th spot? I didn't have anywhere else to put him. You had 8 other places to put him. But no. You decided, no, he's fine at 5. I mean, this team looked apathetic tonight. Again, it didn't look like they were watching any film on this pitcher. A guy with a 6 ERA. And he kept hearing Gooby and Wayne waxing poetic, saying, well, this guy's he's given up a lot of home runs, and his ERA's been hot. They could get to him. In theory, Wayne, in theory. And Gooby's over there like, hey, just bloop the blast, bloop the blast, bloop the blast. Doesn't work. I mean, again, you have to have strategy. Watch the film. They're up. Again, they looked unprepared tonight. Unprepared. With a mediocre pitcher up there. Again, these are games. This is now the 4th game out of 8 that I think they've pissed away in the short season right now. And I'm not saying they should have won every one of them, but you definitely had a hand in losing this game by yourself. 4 out of their 8 losses have come because they've gotten in their own way. They've done dumb decisions. I mean, look what's happened tonight. d'Arnaud leads off, right? The ball is bobbled at home plate on almost a pass ball. He stands there challenging the catcher to throw, and of course the catcher throws a perfect strike, and then he looks out, but on the replay it looks questionable. At least it's really questionable. It almost looks like he snuck in. It was worth the replay, and Ron Washington was like, no, we're not going to replay that one. No. I mean, and then they don't replay the. They had the other base runner out too with Shawnewill right there. Nope, not going to replay that one. And then so d'Arnaud does absolutely dog shit tonight with that lucky hit that he just threw the bat on it and went up the middle. And then again, it's my nightly let's rip into Taylor Ward. So Taylor Ward actually gets a ground rule double. In one of the innings, I actually had a scoring chance, a rare scoring chance. And he hit it on accident, right? Now, if any of you have ever played professional or organized baseball, or even for my softball friends, you pop one up, and unless that shit is really flying towards the stands or to foul territory, I mean, even in beer leagues, your fat ass is right there and you pop one up, you're trying to hustle it out. You're trying to get your ass to first base because maybe it'll fall fair. Nah, Taylor Ward's just staring at it like it's going 600 feet to right field. Not even moving. And I almost wish that ball had hit the line like it did, but not go over the wall and actually ricochet back to the outfielder, because his ass would have still been at first base. Absolutely no hustle, nothing. No, like, oh, I got to get there. No, nothing. He's got nothing. No hustle whatsoever. Terrible. And you know what sucks is you'll probably listen to AM 830 tomorrow, if you do, or any of these other podcasts, and, oh, Soriano was terrible tonight. Soriano was terrible. Oh, my gosh, this is why we need pitching. I'm in a chat room, and this one guy is just railing Soriano. We need pitching. He's terrible. This is why we need pitching. What are you watching? It's clearly the lineup. But Todd, he gave up 10 hits. It doesn't matter. You know why? And don't give me that StatCast bullshit either. Yes, his pitches were up. His sinkers were kind of high. But did you see any high, hard hit balls except Seager's? And I believe that was off of Burke. So all night they were hitting little bleeders, ground balls through the infield. By the way, Newman, awesome air over there at short. But his sinker was a little up. His fastball and two-seamer were not falling off the plate as they should. And he was still keeping the ball down enough not to let one get out of the field. He only allowed 3 runs. Yes, he gave up 10 hits. But guess what? He kept you in the game. He almost had a quality start on top of it. He kept you in the 3 runs is not a lot, but apparently to the Angels, it's 10. So, and then the bullpen came in. Lights out. Did a nice job. And you still muster 1 run on 6 hits while striking out 9 times. You had terrible at bat, terrible approach after terrible approach after terrible at bat. It was just one after another after another. Taylor Ward, 1 hit. And again, that was an excuse me hit. Renifo struck out 1 time. He looked at a fastball that came right goddamn down the middle. Trout did this thing called getting a hit that didn't make him round the bases completely, so that was awesome. But he also had 3 terrible at-bats as well in between. Soler had a couple cookies to hit, including striking out on 1 right down the middle on a slider, then looking at 1. Darno again had an excuse me hit. Other than that, he was worthless. Shonawell was 1 for 3 and a walk, probably the most production you had out of the lineup. Again, nice at bat by him by going the other way to left field. And again, you kind of get, not only was the strikeouts a bad sign that things weren't just going to go for the Angels tonight, it was also the fact that when they actually did get a good rip, it was right at somebody. It was just right at somebody. And that's kind of how you feel. Unless something changes, you kind of get the feeling like, you know what, tonight's just not our night. We're just not firing on any cylinders. And it was a weird game. I mean, Adele did nothing, 0 for 3. Paris did nothing but get hit by a pitch. Newman, god-awful Newman, added an air, but he somehow got a hit. And then what sucks is if Diarrhea Boy can stop getting so much diarrhea, there could have been a chance. Last night he contributed and helped the Angels, and definitely tonight in 1 at bat. I mean, this is a guy who probably crapped out most of his intestines, and he nearly gave the Angels a lead. He came within, I'd say, 5 more feet because you would have anticipated the outfielder jumping up and having a shot at it. But literally, the glove was right below the yellow line, him making that catch at the wall. Hoppy just missed giving the Angels a pinch hit 3-run homer. And imagine if that would have happened. You would have heard that all day tomorrow, all day Friday, getting set for the return for the Angels back by 1 a.m. 8:30. Roger Lodge! You'd have been like, hey, let's hear that home run again. The 3-run home run. You would have had Gooby going, oh, it's a home run. Oh, that's a home run. I used to give those up when I was pitching for the Angels. And Wayne going, I told you. Home run. Like, not even focusing on the fact that if you get a guy on, you could. Again, and then look what happens again. I would love to be a reporter. God, please give me a credential so I could go into or get on a Zoom call with Ron Washington and ask him, okay, for the second straight game in a row, you had Adele in game 1. They threw over twice. He's got the green light, and he sat there and did nothing for 4 pitches. Then you have Mike Trout over there at first base with Soler up at base. You're down 3-0 at the time, but you need to get a base run over. Or it might have been 1-0 at the time. I forgot what it was. But anyway, it was close. It was early in the game. Yes, there was 1 out at the time, but I was telling my dad, you know what? Why isn't Trout running right here? Soler's up, a contact guy for the most part, or even if he strikes out, you got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Maybe d'Arnaud can say his prayers and eat his vitamins too, hulk up and get a single, right? No. Because you don't even allow that to happen. You don't give Darnell a chance to fail. Because why? You don't run Trout. Even Wayne's like, hey, he's not running. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. He should have been running. You throw over there twice. I'm like, what? I'm grabbing my crotch. I'm doing the DX sign to him. I'm like, I'm daring you to throw over again. And I'm taking a 10-foot lead. It doesn't make sense. Why do you not run? That is the dumbest shit. Even if Ron's like, no, don't run. Trout can take off and be a leader and do it anyway. You think for a moment Ron's going to sit him tomorrow because he disobeyed orders? For the love of God, if we know that that's the right move, don't you think Mike Trout knows that is? Be a leader and take that shit yourself. It's so infuriating. Again, this is another game that should have been won. And again, I will tell you, 4 out of the 8 losses, they have just given to the opponent. I'm not saying this team should be 13-4. Well, let's just let's take 2 of those back. We win yesterday's and today's. At least let's talk about the Texas series or one of those games in Houston. Take 2 of those back right now. We're guaranteed a chance to come home with a winning record, and we're sitting at 11-6, feeling on top of the world. Instead, we're 9-8, and everyone's saying we're going to get swept by Texas, come home, and get our asses kicked by the Giants. You see how fast it could turn? And if you think the fans are the only ones that think like that, you got to be wrong. Because, again, Angels have been hearing that they're shit all year, all offseason, all throughout spring training. Not expected to go anywhere by us, by everybody, right? Unless you have, like, freaking Teflon skin and you could take the criticism, which I don't think the Angels can. But if they do, yes, then it's us against the world. Let's rally together. Let's be better. But does that kind of mindset come to you that the Angels are thinking that way in this particular moment in these last 2 games? No, they look like deer in the headlights. I'm going to stick my head in the sand. Either one side works and the other one doesn't. And the last 2 nights, it's been the pitching and the hitting has gone to hell. Straight up to hell. And it's made us waste not even 6 hours because the games are so short. It's made us waste about 5 hours of our life watching a dreaded hitting squad do nothing. And see, this is what scares me too. Everyone's like, Neto's the answer. Neto's the answer. When Neto comes back, okay, Neto's not going to bat all 9 at bats. These other jerk-offs got to get it going too. They got to get it going. They just can't sit there and wait for – because if Neto is Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, because the Lakers used to do it all the time. Hey, what's Kobe doing out there? Oh, he's not scoring tonight? And they're watching him while he's struggling or he doesn't have it. You cannot be doing that. If he's not hitting tonight, well, the other guy should start hitting. Try something else. Hit and run. Drop down the bunt. You ever heard of those? What a night, dude. What a night. Again, Soriano 5 2/3, 3 runs, 10 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. So he didn't have his ace stuff, but he kept you in the game. He's got a 3.16 ERA, takes another stupid loss. Burke gives you 1 1/3, 3 strikeouts, looks pretty dominant. Daryl Hicks has a good 6-pitch inning in the his second outing. But other than that, I mean, Patrick Corbin, really? Patrick Corbin? Oh, it's disgusting. Angels left 5 guys on base, went 1 for 5. The RBI wasn't anything to run, write home about. And how many times, again, Soriano was battling out there. How many times did the Rangers have a leadoff guy on, whether it was a walk or a hit? And he still kept most of them in from scoring. Come on, Angels. You owe Soriano an apology, bro. And this team does owe him an apology. He pitched his ass off tonight and got nothing for it. Nothing. Oh, it's frustrating. So with a loss from first pitch to last pitch, let's do it again. Thanks to Roger Lodge right there. You got comments on TikTok. There's no one to hold this team accountable. Nobody. And then what is the chance of getting Neto back on Friday? That's I think it's sometime this weekend they should have him back, at least for sure by the Pirates series. Pedro says, please get rid of Newman and Darnold. Amen to that. I mean, and I liked Darnold before this, but he has shown nothing so far. Fishbowl says, I knew not to get my hopes up right there. Now let's get into the Stamos Award for best player on the field. The John Stamos Award. Look, the John Stamos Award, I have to cut it quick right there because I'll tell you what, Corey Seager, I'm so sick of this bastard. I couldn't stand him with the Dodgers. I hate him now with the Rangers. And according to Joe Madden, I'll never forget that, said he was the greatest hitter he's ever seen. It's like Joe Madden has freaking dementia because, yes, he's a good hitter. Great all-time hitter? No. Fringe, in my opinion, Hall of Famer, I don't think he's a shoo-in. But certain people are kissing his ass like he is. But I think he's good. He hasn't been healthy enough. He's had some Trout years too. But anyway, 3 for 4 tonight, 2 RBIs. Again, dude is just like they know he swings first pitch, and the Angels are like, throw first pitch strike. I wouldn't throw it anywhere close. I'd throw it above his head. If he's still swinging, then that's his dumbass fault. But no, they play right into his game every time. It blows. That's how I know they don't watch film. Let's get into the Nacho night. Who was the suckiest suck to ever suck?
Nacho night, oh yeah, Nacho night. Pile it up, load it high. Extra shame, hold the pride. Grab a fork, take a dive. Dignity's gone, but the cheese survived. Moldy cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's a Nacho night.
Nacho Night Award is brought to you part by 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets. If you buy today, you can go tonight, and you can also, the price you see is the price you get. And guess what? You get 10% off if you mention HITI, which is Halos in the Infield, in the promo code, and 5% off towards your next purchase. All because of us and 714 Tickets. Look it up. You can find some good tickets. By the way, Brewheim Brewery is going to be hosting our tailgate on Saturday. Come down, rain or shine. Inside, we're going to have games and giveaways. It's going to be fun. Plus $300 beer. The earlier you come, the earlier you get a free round of beer. So with that being said, the Nacho Night is going to go to two people tonight. I'm going to give it to Newman, and I'm going to give it to Darno because they shouldn't be in the lineup. And even if they are in the lineup, make better decisions, watch video, practice, hit the batting cages, do the fundamentals. You guys both suck tonight. And you know what? I'm going to give a third helping of nachos to Ron Washington. Hey, man, that's not cool, man. No, it is cool because he sucked tonight as a manager. Out-managed again by Bruce Bochy. Second straight night and a fourth time in 5 nights on the Texas two-step. It is the dreaded Texas two-step, and once again, we look like shit. Oh, now, above all, no matter what, it seems like a race for the first comment all the time. Brought to you by Brewheim. Everyone always tries to get the first comment in and mention this. And this time it's Rally Chris. Usually it's Mateo or Dan, but this time it's Rally Chris. And he says, you know what? Don't worry about it, everybody. Ohapi might be spritzing from his butt, but tonight we are going to toast the Angels, win or lose, baby, with a botanical spritz on Arty Moreno.
Spritz o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
Mateo says, this game is pissing me off. Dan says, spritz, sucking, and no Stukas. Mario says, Newman set the tone tonight with that error. Q Lombardi. Yeah, he did. And then that error was right under his glove. It really, really sucked. What the hell's going on out here? I think we should know. This lineup is garbage, Dan says. Mateo says, and me love you long time. See, he's like, if I can't get the spritz in, I'm getting this.
There's a lot of baseball left to be played. And the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny. And me love you long time.
There you go. Thank you, Mr. Lodge. Every time I see Newman, I think of the Seinfeld show. Tyler checks in with the Halos are slipping into their old ways. I'm having a panic attack. Also, Rally Chris says, I was first. Mateo, I beat you. Ha ha. Sapphire says, there is something going on that we don't know about that's bothering this team mentally. I don't know what it is, but you can see it. They're discouraged and not seeing things correctly. They're definitely looking different for sure. Tyler says, this game made me feel dead inside. Dimitro has music on his mind. He's saying, back to life, back to reality. Dan Rio says, balls, and DFA Newman, god damn it. And yes, DFA that bastard.
For you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
DFA Newman. Also, Philip Baker says, Neto better be on the plane to Texas right now. Mario says, Ron should keep this lineup the whole season so we get a draft pick that our scouts don't know what to do with. Sapphire says, maybe the players don't believe in the coaching after mistakes they've done. Bring Zach Neto up now. Also, it definitely confirms Rendon probably did pop up in the dugout in Houston. Useless Trucker says, did the Angels die and forget to tell everybody? Patrick says, don't worry about it, everybody. Balls in my mouth.
John Stamos choked on me.
Yes. Useless Trucker also says, is a team in a coma? Philip Baker says, maybe Arty picking up the legal fees for the drug dealer is bothering the team mentally. Tyler says, okay, where's number 6? He's somewhere near this team. I could smell the sulfur. Damn. Jason says, drop Adele to the minors, bring up Neto and more, move Paris to center. Only problem with that is Adele doesn't have options. Useless Trucker says, Angels showing smug and uncritical satisfaction with oneself or one's achievements. Sapphire also says, I think Rendon played a part in this. I have no idea why. I just have a feeling he gave out a bad vibe and ruined the good one. Boy, that's not the first time he would have done that. Rally Chris says, please, Angels win tomorrow to avoid the sweep. At least be on the bright spot, and we will be 10-8 after playing 15 out of 18 on the road. Great job. I would take that. And you know what? Rally Chris looking at the cup glass full, I will go for that. You know, if they do finish the first 15 games or 18 games 10-8, I'm for that. I really am. I think that's a good accomplishment. Do I still want to see them finish April above 500, but it wouldn't be that bad. I mean, coming home 9-9, you got to be feeling a little defeated. Saucy says, what a bunch of fucktards. 1 run over 18 and a million strikeouts. Yeah, that was terrible. Useless Trucker says Adele Newman and the French guy couldn't make a AAA. Patrick Carrillo says, that Halos in the infield. It's time to start playing My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion because the ship is already sinking in April. Man, you know, the Angels at this point are finding icebergs in July and August. It's crazy. Sort of like Christmas in June. So when is it a good time to bring up more? Keep losing like this. I want more and Matthew Lugo, F Ward, F Adele, F Newman. Yeah, Adele has a torpedo bat, won't swing it. Why have the bat at all? And that's a good point because they were like, hey, let's go down to Erica's eye and let's check out what she has to talk about Adele. She's like, damn it, Gooby, he has a torpedo bat again. And then Wayne's like, hey, fire that torpedo. And then Gooby's like, oh, I saw that. I saw what you did right there. That was so great. And then, nothing happened. Also, Robert says, oh, no, we suck again. Yes, we do.
Oh, no, we suck again.
1 run in 18 innings will make you suck again. Useless Trucker says it's not about just the losing. It's how calmly quiet the baseball. Again, we want this team to attack. We want this team to battle, have good at bats. I can understand if they're hitting a lot of line drives. You're going to strike out sometimes, but 9 to 10 times on the average or more, that's terrible baseball. When you don't bunt, you don't hit and run, you don't steal bases. It's just lackadaisical, flare to center field, line drive to left, just boring at bats, ground balls. I mean, literally, they had a chance to generate runs and once again did not do it. Mateo says that was this lineup is basura. Juan says, damn it, the season starts today. He's like, lay off the Angels. Stop being so mean.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight. If you're a so-called Angel fan, if you're a Halo honk for life like me, then shut up.
Jason S. says Marsha took rounds in the clubhouse. That's why no one is hitting ill. Jack says Neto. Also, Jesus says, well, we didn't get shut out. Also, Andrew says, we made Patrick Corbin look like Nolan Ryan. Ugh. Also, Robert says, Ward needs to let that pitch hit him to start the 8th inning, get on base anyway, anyhow. Yes. What is with my mic? Is there a problem with the mic? Is it not sounding right? Or is it popping? I don't know what's going on. Let me know in the comments. Useless Trucker says, anyone hitting under 200 gets benched for a month. Did you hear me, Trout? He's working on it. Jack Chandler says, Darno and Hendricks, terrible signings. Patrick, I don't know. Well, Hendricks hasn't been too bad. He's been decent. And he's kept us in games. Again, I'm not faulting any of the pitchers, even the rookies who have gotten lit up. They shouldn't be out there, but they are. Ron Washington gets not 1 but 2 plates of nachos. Also, Wash needs some blow. Jesus is getting swept tomorrow and on to a good Giants team. Grillmaster's calling for a firing of Washington. Tyler says, I thought Soriano was good. Could be more solid, but he wasn't. He seemed shaky. Also, everyone hit like shit. Also, Jack says, and the season starts tonight, baby.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Hanky Panky says, number 6 needs to rush back and rescue this team. Yeah, that would never happen. Useless Trucker says, Soriano has lost interest in the team, and so have the fans. Also, relegate everybody on this team to Europe. Dan says Soriano did okay, but without runs, does it matter? It doesn't. SOS right there. Also, Tyler says Todd, the king of getting every possible name wrong. I am so good at that, ain't I? Also, I need to get my toasters ready to plug into the bathtub. Boy, if you could, let's see. 26 Lugo says, do you stream the Angels game? I do it once or twice a month. Most likely once. I'm waiting for my co-host Dominic to come back from calling baseball games. Then we'll start doing some live streams here soon. Mateo says, I'm tuning out the Angels for a little bit. The Warriors are in the playoffs. That might not last long. Halo fan says 714 friggin' tickets. Jason Hess says, is it the NFL draft that's coming around next weekend already? Also, Johnny Washington gets the Nacho. You're the hitting coach. Have your team make the adjustments. Sit back, look at the drive. The fastball opponent forces you to stay back so Corbin doesn't carve up these weak hitters. And, yeah, he was really carving up the hitters tonight. Teamer 20 says, is this 2024 season or the 2025 season? Because I can't tell the difference. Also, statistically, Patrick Corbin is the worst pitcher in baseball and in basically in all categories since the year he won the championship in 19. 63 losses, seriously, he says, and he made us look terrible. Susanna says, how on the fucking earth they make a scrub-ass Patrick Corbin look like an ace? I don't get it, man. I don't get it either. That's Angels baseball. The only thing I could think of again is it's either too much analytics, not enough analytics, the wrong analytics, and no video, no training, no extra batting practice, no approach that you could sit there and say, okay, this is the way we want to attack tonight's pitcher. This is the way that I think we can get some success if we generate offense and we generate pressure on him that could mess with the defense, blah, 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 right? No, none of that. It seems like there is none of that. Until they can prove otherwise, I'm going to call their shit out. Rally Chris says, Mateo, he's talking about right there. Useless Trucker says, why are so many Angel fans becoming Dodger fans? Geez, I have no idea. What's with all the strikeouts? And that's the thing, too. You're going to lose a lot of your fan base if you haven't lost it already, which you already have. It's very noticeable. I mean, yes, the fans are still coming out to the ballpark, but your casual fans are gone. Your fans that would stick around and maybe catch 10 games a year or less, go on a Friday night, date night, stuff like that, watch for fun, watch with buddies. It's no longer fun. And what's the fun team around? The one of the five. Also, and you know there's a shit ton of bandwagoners that are like, hey, I've always been a Dodger fan. I like both teams. I like the Angels, but my second favorite team's the Dodgers. Or, hey, we live in California, Southern California. Why not root for the Dodgers? Hey, no. Let's see. This is the series to show the fans as well as the Angels that we are a different team than last year, despite the long road trip. Exactly. And then what do? You shit the bed. Joshua says, bring up Neto now. He's yelling it from the top of his ceiling. Also, Mike Trout looks like Taylor Ward in the outfield right now. Also, Jason Hess says, tonight was Bruce Bochy's 70th birthday. No way we were winning tonight. Mudwater checks in with much like being on the 5 and 5 going nowhere. 5 freeway. Can we at least get a batting coach? Yeah. Most Angel fans don't know who the hell is our batting coach. That's the problem. And that's why he's not shown on TV because we never hit. After Burke got that final out on Seager in the 6th, I'm surprised Watch let him come out for another inning. His arm might have fallen off with one pitch. I agree right there. Also, I'll need dude wipes if I ate Taco Bell. That's disgusting. Mudwater says, never eat at Taco Bell on a road trip. Never eat Taco Bell, even if it's around the corner from your house. Jesus says, Hoppy needs a large jar of peanut butter. Also, Mario says, maybe Ron Washington isn't the head coach, fielding coach for sure, but the head coach, I don't think so. Hoppy estés comido chorizo. Useless Trucker says, I guess the Angels feel that their fans need extra sleep. They are just trying to help. You can't fall asleep watching their game. Balls, and Todd raging. Also, balls, and looking at strike 3 down the middle. That's what pissed me off.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Coming straight down the middle. Rally Chris says, Wayne and Gooby Corbin has been the worst pitcher in a decade. What has made him to look like an ace tonight? Can we please get a hitting coach? Eric Ward says another lackluster effort on offense. Anyone with a brain knows that if you have Darno and Newman in the lineup, you're fucked. We need Neto back really bad. And real quick on that one, Eric, when we posted the lineup this morning on social media, you know what we got? A bunch of laughing emojis because you can tell, just like you said. Also, Wash is a fielding coach, not a manager. Burke not paying attention and letting Garcia still third. Rye Guy says, awesome. Joshua says, no run support at all for any of these pitchers. Q, we're going back to the fundamentals from Angels in the outfield. Also, Grillmaster says, we lost on offense because it's running up my butt right now. No, I'm not going to play that one. I should be pissed off I'd be pissed off if I was Soriano taking the L. Hayes also says, I will be at Star Wars night this weekend. If this bullshit continues, I'm going simply to tune out for the sake of sanity. I place my piece on this team. I don't know fucking why. And, you know, I just want this team to be good. We've all said it over and over. It does suck that this team cannot get going and give you performances like this. This stuff's got to end. We got to be more competitive. Tyler says, Soriano did keep getting out of jams, kept giving the offense a chance. Shake my head. Richard says, they refuse to change the batting order, get Ward out of the leadoff spot, put someone else at 5. Yes! Because you know what's going to happen when Mancada comes back. They're going to be like, Ron's going to tell you, hey, I think Mancada could be number 5. We'll use Darno at 6. Jason Hess says Spritz in 26. That's the way to go. Also change the mother effing lineup right there. Grillmaster's pissed. Where's number 6? When does the season start again? The season starts.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
And real quick, Boo Bear's mommy contributes $9.99. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Mateo follows it up with $19.99 on the super sticker, and so does Tyler. We love you all for doing that. We really appreciate that, hooking us up right there, helping us out with our tailgates and various nefarious things that we get into over here, and help you guys out with shirts and all that other stuff. So we really appreciate the contributions. We really, 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 really do. Let's see. Also, where is it? I left off on one of these comments right here. Oh, Hoppy eating that Tex-Mex bullshit right there. Rye Guy says Trout might as well get hurt and sit out the rest of the season because he ain't doing shit. Useless Trucker says Yamamoto pitches on Friday, Dodgers versus Texas. Let's see what the Dodgers do. Jesus says, with Star Wars night this weekend, we need the Jedi mind trick ourselves. This is not the team that we're rooting for. Oh, boy, yes. We have to look forward to all that Jumbotron bullshit with the lineups and whatnot. Grillmaster says, Pears, Shonawell, Trout, Soler, Renifo, catcher spot, Ward, Adele, Anderson, or Newman. For now, that would be an ideal lineup, but they're not going to do it. And I still would put Ward ahead of the catcher spot unless it's O'Hoppe. Useless Trucker says these aren't the Angels you're looking for, or Angles. Also, Mario says even if O'Hoppe hit a 3-run bomb, Ron would have put in the wrong closer. That is true. And then Botch comes in with, oh, no, we suck again.
Oh, no, we suck again.
Yes, another super sticker there by Boo Boo Bear's mommy. Really appreciate that. She's hooking it up, and I can't go shirtless tonight. I don't feel right after a loss. I would if we would have won. I'll tell you that right now. Let's see. Right there, let's go back here. Shoot, I lost the comments right there. Okay, pissing me off. This game pissed me off. The Rangers were able to save the horse and ride the cowboy. Also, Unfiltered says Torrey going to be the new manager by mid-June. That would be awesome, actually. When Texas and the Giants sweep the Angels, we can fire Ron and Perry. Also, Mario says, I realize we're going to have a stinker of a game and here and there, but back-to-back games in a series, Q Lombardi, yeah.
What the hell's going on out here?
Definitely. Botched Investigation says it's just the same old song, Q Digital Underground. Oh, my gosh. Fire Washington. Mateo says it's Johnny Washington. He's not doing his job. Marty says, Bochy says, not on my birthday wash. No Stukas for you. Saucy says, why can't Paris bat 1, Ward 5th, or no somewhere else? Right Guy says, we suck again, but don't miss Star Wars weekend. Yeah. Hey, get your Star Wars Enterprise on top of the Angels A. Get your Millennium Falcon, get your whatever. Get your X-Wing on top of the A. It's like, dude, okay, we get it. But every commercial, it's like every time the Angels fuck up, it's like, hey, come out to Star Wars weekend. I'm beyond pissed off right now. The only thing I can tell you is fuck. That wasn't me, by the way. That was our fearless leader. Angels, try the Ty Cobb running bunt. Anything right now. A bunt would be amazing. Unfiltered says, lost 4 of the last 5 now. Ha, ha, ha. Kikuchi should not be 0-3 right now. Saucy says, this is just like last year when the team won 6 games straight and everybody thought they turned the page. Still a weak-ass team. I remember that. These games are going to come back to bite us in the ass later in the season. They're already biting us in the ass right now. What happened to us leading the league in home runs? We officially suck. Botch says, why don't you build me up? Or why do you bring me up just to let me down? Roger likes to be called Raj. Oh, no way. Halo Homie says, I'm worried about your health, Todd. Our Halos are going to give you a heart attack. You need to take a shot of tequila so you can relax before you go to bed. I'll be fine. I'll just wake up in the after.
Come on, all right, everybody. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We've made it.
You can play it. I can't stand Marcus Seaman either. We can lead in home runs all year and it doesn't translate to wins. Exactly, because most of them are solos. I think Johnny Washington is Jeremy Reed 2.0, catching Pokemon in the dugout the last 2 series, not knowing why we lost. Rye Guy says, Kikuchi, oh, fuck who? We suck again.
Oh, no! We suck again!
Perfect. Joe Madden was part of the 2002 World Series. Team seriously didn't forget Barry Bonds. Remember a hitting coach by the name of Mickey Hatcher? Remember when teams used to get players who actually could hit in their career? And then the Angels decided, let's get guys like Jeremy Reed, and I'm forgetting the other fat ass that we had that they were career like 220 hitters or minor league guys. Like, remember when teams used to hire guys who actually had careers? I mean, who could actually pass on some of the things that they realized and figured out over the years, and good things to teach young kids. Yeah, remember when we used to do that? Yeah. Not so much. Damn, this is August level ranting, Michael says. I miss Brad Hosmus. Also, I'm going to try to get to my boys out there early at the tailgate. Come see us this 19th. Also, I hate to admit, but as a Jets fan right now, but Randy said it last week, the fall is coming. Yes. Useless Trucker says, I'm hauling 45,000 pounds of beer on Saturday. Should come down. Are we cursed in Texas? In Texas, you mean? Yes. I started drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit, Mario. He did. Also, Marcia will be playing Hide the Sausage at Bruheim for Grildo and Farkas. She's like, where is this going to go? Seager comes through, Trout flies out. Enough said. He gone. Justin Option says the Angels are winning the World Series in 2002. Boy, you were smoking that good. Texas 2 suck. Also, I got $20 on that Justin Option. I think everyone will take money on that. Brad Osmus was terrible. Botch says Angels are reviving and thriving at 25. Chase! My boy says, oh my God, I forgot how much this team makes me want to die.
Emotional damage.
Chase just dropping the mic right away. I feel like we're cursed in Texas ever since Skaggs passed away. Way to bring that up, Rally Chris. You're really rallying my monkey. Bryant Norris said we are stuck at 1 and 2 counts when hitting. We are, because the pitches that they should be swinging at, they're just letting go down the middle. And then the ones that they shouldn't be, they're all like, swing! Let's see. Also, Grillmaster's calling for it's running up my butt right now. Unfiltered says, are the Halos slipping, or is it Washington just straight mismanaging like a motherfucker? It's the latter. It's time everyone gets their phones back in the clubhouse. That didn't work out too good, did it? Torpedo bat right there. Let's see. Also, yes, thank you, Boo Boo. Let's go down here. A couple comments I've already kind of read. The whole torpedo thing. Lots of us were calling it. Going to Texas and being close to Rendon is just too bad. Adele ditched the torpedo bat, and he didn't hit 3 home runs yesterday. Maybe it's you putts. Let's see. Also, Patrick Carrillo checking in with the iceberg has been hit every night in my dreams. See you. I feel you. That's how I know you go on. That's disgusting. On X, Halo fan says Darnold, Adele are waste. And then let's see. Mike isn't on the right one. Well, I guess the mic sounds echoey. I'm sorry. Maybe something got changed on my stuff here. Damn it. Because you know what? The boy, I think, came in here to play some games. I think he fucked it up. Exactly. Tell me if it gets a little bit better. Would you? Is it Ron's fault? Yes. Yes, it is. See, Don Hammond says, how the fuck they make straight scrub Patrick Corbin look like an ace? I don't get it, man. This is worrying. It is worrying. Chubb says balls, and inconsistent hitting. And I think you know which one to play right there, producer to the stars.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Inconsistent hitting. Patrick Carrillo says, while watching this game unfold, I was checking to see if a rope and chair combo was on sale on Amazon. Fire Ron? No, you got a ways to go before you fire him, but I definitely see if this team has more losses like this adding up and they're hopelessly out of it by freaking All-Star break, yes, you pull the trigger. Poor base running by the Angels again. Timothy Hernandez checks in with my grandpa Joe tried wearing his lucky shirt today for the game, but to no avail. I see way too many Dodger hats out there.
What the hell's going on out
here? There is way too many Dodger fans, and you're going to get that when a team gets on a roll. You just are. I mean, I'll take it back to football real quick. The 49ers have always had a big fan base, right? But to really take over SoFi and do takeovers in other stadiums like Dallas, that is 100% fanboy, 100% like the whole like jock sniffing. I've got to, and no offense, Mateo, I'm not taking a shot at you. You're a real Niner fan, but I'm just saying you have a lot of bandwagoners, bro. A lot of bandwagoners.
How dare you?
It's just the truth. Tyler says, Wayne said Trout liked hitting on indoors like in Houston and Texas. Well, spritz in my face and call me Sally, but sure doesn't seem like it, dumbass. Yeah, he's like, hey, and then, you notice too, they're all, hey, this guy has a great pitching matchup against this guy. And then nothing happens. And they're all, hey, Trout usually hits a lot of home runs in Seattle. Nothing happens. Actually, that's yeah, usually that's the only time it happens is up in Seattle. Actually, I'll give him that. Chubb says, heard calling all Angels before being at work today. What are your thoughts on the Angels using a video for nearly decades? I know a few people are sick of it. I think it falls into the category where the honks is tradition, because even Steve at least loves the hell out of that song. I can't stand it no more either. I mean, I enjoy watching the history up there, but we've seen it a billion times. I kind of miss the old days when, I don't know how many of you can remember at the stadium when it would be like, they play the Enter Sandman by Metallica, and it would be not highlights of the Angels, but logos, like computer animated logos, the Angel logo flying through other stadiums, computer animated and like blowing up their stadiums before it gets into Anaheim. And then it would show highlights of the current players. That shit was awesome. I'm sorry. I love that. And I love the whole Green Onion song before when it would do the visiting, lineup. And I thought that was cool. I could watch that for 40 years. But yes, the Calling All Angels, the Deos, and JoJo on the radio as the DJ, that guy sucks ass. Yes. Let me run the offense. That's my specialty as an offensive coordinator. I don't know, Mateo. 2 years ago, you were really good. Last year, not so much. Isaac says, did we fall in love with the long ball too quick? Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes, and I did see those super stickers. Again, really appreciate it. Boo wants to see Todd without a shirt again. No. The Angels are a laughingstock among MLB players. Matt Chapman talking shiz about the Angels can't hit, only Ohtani. He was right on that one, unfortunately. Also, Arty has a kink to see Halo fans to suffer and gets hard in drinking our tears. Well, he probably loves the fact we booed the shit out of him. Demetrio says, I'll be in section 319 on Saturday. I will see you guys around 1:30. I'll be in section 130. Eric Ward says, hey, I wonder if we set up the T-ball set yet. If these assholes could get more than 5 hits in a game in Texas. Just a thought. Isaac Flores also says, have not won since Todd went topless. Need to reverse that, big guy. How? Do I start the show without a shirt and then I put it on? I mean, that seems to make sense, I guess. Last year, I only listened to a couple games on the radio. I'm regretting getting FanDuel and actually watching this shit. Yeah, it is pretty bad on FanDuel. Halo Joe says, I just went shirtless. Guess we need Todd's nipples again so we can start winning. No, moist. What's up, Eric? Also, Halo Joe can't handle you shirtless and with that epic beard. Yeah, he looks like what's his name? God, what's the because he said it a million times. He even went as Halloween for the guy from Walking Dead, the lead guy. Halo Joe's a dead ringer for that dude, for sure. God damn you, Arty. Also, let's see, watching these games are worse than watching Adam Sandler a movie, and really says how bad the Angels are because Adam Sandler movies are the worst. They are the worst, dude. That's like water torture. I think what's worse, him or the dude that and I'm blanking on names. I can remember all kinds of sport names, but I can't remember names right now. But the guy who he was in Pineapple Express, and he's like, I can't stand that fuck. Man, I can't stand him, dude. If you had to give me a chance of watching him or Adam Sandler, I would pick Squid in a thong. I can't stand either one of those.
Emotional damage.
Yes, and by the way, Mateo says, Deo. Wait. Roger's second date update right there. Also, haha, Todd's getting trolled again. Boo Bear's mommy says, that's why I'm not getting too excited. I want to clobber the guy who said that we were going to win the World Series. Thames laugh
How
out
dare
loud.
you?
Back in the saddle again, more like on the bike with no seat. That is disgusting. Paul Sereno, yes. Also, Todd, Squid or Newman at shortstop. I hate to admit it, but I'm going to go with Newman. At least Squid could play in the infield. I'm not going to, but I'm going with Newman. Yeah, I would go with Newman as well because I just can't stand that guy, Squid. If the game was managed by Mike Scioscia, do you think we win? Yes, of course, for sure. Real quick, Eric jumps in real quick. Let's see what he has to say. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Doing good, bud. Don't know how long I'm going to stay on here, but what's going on tonight, everyone?
Dude, I'm all kinds of upset with the Angels losing tonight again. Are your Mariners winning?
They won.
Lucky. But you say it like they lost, though. You're not excited?
No, they won.
Oh, good for you. Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
You don't want to rub it in? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, I respect that. I mean, from a Mariners fan, I really appreciate you, Eric. But at least, I mean, look, we don't play you guys for a while, but I know you guys need some hitters. Are they rumored to get anybody anytime soon?
I don't know, bud. I don't know. I'm hoping.
You guys got really good pitching, though. I will say that.
Yeah.
But, damn, I mean, we can't hit to save our lives right now.
Yep.
So, you going to be going to any games anytime soon?
I'm actually going to St. Louis is coming out to Seattle in September. I'm going out for a game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got I got family back there, so I like St. Louis also. So yep. When my two teams get together, I always seem to go to a game.
Well, take some pictures, man. We'll post it, dude.
All
right, Eric. Well, it's good to talk to you, my man.
All
right, brother.
Talking to you, bud.
For sure. That's Eric from Seattle right there. Check it in. Let's see. Also, you got Right Guy said, no surprise, the Angels are on a losing streak. They have a manager who looks like he came from so messed up.
Oh, no. We suck again.
That is so messed up. Let me see tomorrow's Minecraft movie. MLA says, are they trying to lose for another top pick because it's too fucking early to fuck up? Bring your boy Suarez up at this point. No, let's not do that. He's not my boy anymore. JoJo on the radio was my shit on Kiss FM. Halo Joe has as much hair on his face as Marsha downstairs. Oh. Boo Boo Bear's mommy says if we get 10 games over 500, I'll donate $200.
Wow,
no
winning.
Right? Seth Rogen, there it is. Yeah, Seth Rogen is terrible. Oh my God, Seth Rogen is terrible. Not James Franco. Marsha wants balls, and Todd just spits on her face.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
That's disgusting. Chubb says, never saw those graphics before in a game. I didn't watch Angels back in the 40s. Fuck you, Chubbs. That was in the 90s and early 2000s, jackass. Before they went 2002. It was right before. Dick. Don says going home isn't going to make the big difference either because weren't the Angels one of the worst teams at home last year? Yes, record-wise, Don, they were terrible at home. They were very bad. We don't have Adam Sandler, but we have Jack Black on the show.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
Oh, that's awesome. That is too good. That is way too good. Now I got to do something though, real quick. Actually, if Randy, you could put it on there. Randy made this up earlier, and some of you might have seen it on the social media. And again, we talked about it a little bit last night. Not to bring the show down, but I do want to pay respects once again to Ivette. And if you could pop up that video when you're ready, bro, just play this video that's on social media, and we're gonna play a tribute to her. I felt it's good to hear towards the end of the show. She was always a big fan of the show, so rest in peace, darling. Rest in peace.
On behalf of the Angels and the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network, we want to extend our deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of Ivette Villa. Ivette was taken from this world far too soon at just 32 years old. Her love for the Halos was unwavering. Whether the team won or lost, she always had a smile on her face. She brought the same positive spirit to every podcast, every fan page, and especially here at Halos in the Infield, where she found a second home from the very beginning. Over the past few years, she wasn't just a supporter, she became part of our family. We had the privilege of meeting her at the games and tailgates, and she was every bit as kind and joyful in person as she was online. She may not have been the tallest in the crowd, but her heart and her passion stood tall above the rest. Yvette's warmth, loyalty, and genuine love for the Angels and her community will never be forgotten. Please keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers during this incredibly difficult time. Rest in peace, Yvette. You will always be a part of our Angels family.
I appreciate that, Randy. That was great work doing that, putting that together for her and her family. They said that they're going to be doing a tailgate soon, and I'm going to try to see if we can hook them up with some sort of, GoFundMe moving forward, or at least to go out there and show, respects. And they're going to do a little tribute for her at one of these games here coming up. We'll give you the info for that. We'll probably join in, do a joint tailgate just to celebrate not only, her life, but just the Angels in general, because that's what she would want us to do. So she was an awesome person. She will be missed. Way too young to lose such a special person like herself. But hey, she'd want us to turn the page just like we want the Angels to turn the page and want us to enjoy this team. And she wanted to see playoff baseball too. And it was a long time for her too. She was in her early 20s last time they were in the postseason. So you know what? God damn it. Let's win one for her tomorrow. We didn't get it done today, but knowing her, she'd be the most upbeat. And the one thing I will share about her, that she really got me going a couple years ago. when we first started. And she was telling me even back then, before I started ranting about it, was, this team has got to get back to small ball. And she's like, I remember when Social was so good and had these boys bunting and, swinging for the opposite field and just making magic on the bases. She says home runs are great, but you got to make some magic on the bases. You got to make things happen. Take the initiative. And so she was preaching that before I really started to say, hey, you know what? She's on to something. So that's one thing that she was telling me, even when this offense was put together a lot better back in the day, or at least I thought it was at the time. So she would always check me on that, and I really appreciated that. She was an awesome person. So she will be missed. And I appreciate everybody that was online, giving their thoughts and prayers to the family, and the family really appreciated that video. A lot of her cousins and other family members checked in on the page too. So just tough time. I mean, anytime you lose somebody like that, and the way it went down, just so suddenly, it's hard. It's hard. But that's what we're here for as a family. Halos in the Infield is a family. Once you join us, I'm sorry, you're stuck with us. Damn it, you're stuck with us. And we always support each other. And again, we're like some of the, we get a bad rap from other people, and that's fine. But we are who we are. When you meet us in person, we're just as spicy. We're just as cool. And, you're shaking hands with me like I'm shaking hands with you. We're taking pictures. We're having a good time. That's how it is. And that's how she was too. No false advertising whatsoever. She was a real one for sure. And speaking of being real, as we transition back into Angels baseball, we hope that the Angels can win tomorrow. We hope that they could do what Ivette always preached, and that was getting back to the basics, getting back to small ball. And if you can't generate the number one league's best home run hitting lineup, well, then let's get back to the basics. Let's start over. Let's turn the page. Let's get going, God damn it. So, yeah, tomorrow is going to be a game that if you're a Kiwanowitz fan or a Kiwanowitz hater, because for some reason this guy has gotten some hate online, or people are like, well, Kiwanowitz, I can't even say his name. What kind of pitcher is that? Why isn't Reed Detmers in the starting lineup? Kiwanowitz sucks. Well, Reed, Kowanowitz's numbers don't look phantasmic. He got lit up a little bit in his last start, but I feel overall, if you look at his numbers, he's 1-1 with a 5.74 ERA and 15 innings pitched, 14 hits. It's a little high in 15 innings pitched, but he's got 9 strikeouts, which is a little bit high. The thing I'm concerned with is not the home runs, because he's given up mostly solo home runs. It's the 6 walks. And I'd like for him to, I think he accumulated 4 in his last. So we'll see what happens. And look, I was hoping and I was predicting the Angels would get 2 of 3 from the Rangers. I thought they would win today. I almost was assured they were going to lose game 1, but they pitched good enough to win both games and took losses. That's a punch in the gut. And then some Angel fans are like, well, Kunur Rocker's pitching tomorrow. He's 0-2 with an almost 8 ERA. He's been lit up. He's got 18 hits allowed in just 11 innings. That's terrible. Somehow we'll make this guy look like Tom Glavine. And that's the thing I'm scared about, because that's the narrative. We can't sit here and say, well, we got an awesome chance tomorrow. It doesn't always look that way, because just because the numbers say what they are doesn't mean it's going to play out like that. Again, Kumar could lower his ERA 4 freaking runs tomorrow if he pitches a shutout. Kiwanowitz can get himself down to a 2, and we'd probably still lose. It's all going to come down to the lineup, and if we could generate runs, we have to. You just don't start hitting home runs in bunches, because eventually what happens in the last 4 or 5 games, pitchers are like, okay, they're trying to swing for the fences. Let me throw this pitch, which induces ground balls. Okay, they're trying to swing for the fences. Let me induce this pitch, let me throw this pitch that induces strikeouts. So then what do? You have to adjust. Switch up your swing. Go the other way. Tighten up your swing. Pull the ball. Do something other than what you're doing, because what you're doing is not resulting in results. That, my friends, is what needs to change. So hopefully everything can change here moving forward tomorrow. And again, it would be very, very nice to get to 10-8, come home with some sort of momentum. Going 4-5 on the road trip. Okay, let's just see what we can do when we play the Giants. And again, the 6th game, we'll preview that series and the Pirates when they come about, because again, we got to go 1-0, start tomorrow, turn the page. Don't worry about today. Let's just go 1-0, do the Pete Carroll, get out of there with a victory, limp out of Texas, and get home and regroup and reset for the Giants. That's going to be one hell of a tough series, man. I'm telling you right now, it is one hell of a tough series. And don't say, hey, well, we got the Pirates next. They suck. No, they don't. The Pirates actually have really good pitching. We're going to be facing Paul Skeens, and we're going to be facing, let's see, I'll look. Well, it might be too early, but Paul Skeens is scheduled to be pitching against us. So I'm not feeling too good about that one, to say the least, right there. We'll see. I got to get to the right day here. Let's see. Hold on. Almost there. And okay. So on the games here right now, leaning up, you got Texas right there. Let's see. So for the Giants series, here's who you got. You got Logan Webb 2-0 against Angels to be announced. So we'll see who the Angels throw out in that one. So we don't have that pitching matchup. April 19th versus the Giants. The Millennium Falcon night. It will be Landon Roop. For whatever reason, on here they don't have the Angels' probable pitchers. You leave it to Grillmaster. He'll probably already have it. Because right now I was just looking on here, and we got, to be determined. So we got Justin Verlander in Game 3. Oh, there it is. Logan Webb, Tyler Anderson, Landon Roop versus Hendricks, the tailgate night. And Sunday is 42. That would be Justin Verlander versus Kikuchi. So we'll see how that one plays out. That one's going to be actually, Verlander's 0-1 with 6.75 ERA. Again, we got to see what that dude's going to. He always owns the Angels, so that's going to be a tough series, dude. And again, the Pirates, yes, they have good pitching. They don't have guys that swing for the fences. So you're going to have to get them out, and they will generate runs by good old-fashioned just getting swings and getting singles. And, so I really appreciate everyone's comments, too, about the tribute. Don and J-Dog and Hayes and Tyler and everybody, Eric, that was saying a nice tribute, because that was a hell of a video put on there by our boy Randy. And he made that like in about an hour or so. Like, he came up with that, and so it was really, really, really nice right there. Also, you're stuck with us in the Poverty Angels. I love that. Hell no matter what. I hardly can't get rid of y'all, Todd. God bless. So I appreciate that too, Eric. Yes, they better fucking win. Alex says I checked on the Lock On Pod, and this fucking guy was using "they were tired" excuse. Really? Oh my gosh. See, that's the thing. I mean, just as bad as the television group. I mean, we are 18 games into a season. I will say this. Baseball can be a tiring sport. And I never traveled via plane. I did the bus thing in different rural states and rural cities way back in the day, okay? It's not the same as Major League Baseball. But when you talk about playing a 3-hour game, you probably have 3 to 4, I would say 5 hours of prep before a game, whether you do the video, whether you do the batting practice, the fielding practice, any of that stuff, right? So you have all that combined with the fact that you probably lift weights, you do some stuff, some stretches, some training exercises, all that stuff. Like I said, the video, and then the game, you get tired with that. You have to deal with the media if you're a good player or not. You take a shower and you go home. And you put in a solid 8 hours. But when you're flying out of town and you're staying at 5-star hotels, you're having private jets, and basically whatever, if you have a good training staff, which the Angels don't, so you're probably eating whatever the hell you want. So again, how are you tired? How are you fucking tired? Now, I will say this. Baseball can be a trying sport 4 to 5 months into a grind. Absolutely. Yes, there's injuries, there's nagging stuff, there's growing pulls, there's all that stuff. No doubt. But no way. The only sport where I could tell you, because I would say, no, I take that back. There's 2 sports that can literally shit on baseball and basketball and tell them, hey, you guys are a bunch of fucking pansies and pussies. Because the NBA players are just as much pussies, just as baseball players trying to use that excuse. Because both those leagues say, oh, I'm tired. Oh, back-to-back games. Oh, back-to-back pitching. Oh. Try being an NFL player. Try being a high school player. Try being a college player in football. And your body does not start to recoup till Wednesday or Thursday if you're lucky. That's if you're under the age of 30. And then you're still feeling it into the next game. And then hockey takes the most brutal hits. And they got to play back-to-back games. I mean, guys go like in that tournament that was preseason because they wanted to play America versus Canada. Guys were playing with wired shut jaws because they were broken collarbones. And in baseball and in basketball and sometimes football, a broken collarbone, you're sitting out 2 to 3 months. They're playing. I mean, all the respect to hockey players. They're warriors. Same thing with football. And even though they don't play as much games, but baseball, you have time to recoup. You can have games off. Basketball, the same thing. So don't give me that excuse of, oh boy, they're just tired. They're freaking tired. No, they're not. They're not. I mean, if you didn't have the Players Association as strong as it is in baseball, I mean, I used to go to ball games before they would play, like maybe an hour before the game starts and batting practice was on. If you were pissing off the manager, or if the manager felt that, hey man, these guys need to get some hustle in, let's have these guys run the warning track or all the way around 2 times. You'd see players, pitchers, even guys who weren't even scheduled that night to start for a couple nights, running laps. And they would have to duck or look out for line drives by the hitters. I mean, it used to be a thing because you used to be able to tell a $20 million guy a year, yeah, go get out of my face, go fucking run a lap. You suck today. Go take some infield practice. You can't do that now. They're so protected. It's more like, Mr. Rendon, hold on. Do you mind taking some infield practice, please? Please? No? Okay, I'm a shithead? Okay. Sorry, Mr. Rendon. That's bullshit. I wish I miss the days of managers and coaches being able to yell and throw shit because teams tended to respond better, instead of this whole, he's a player's manager. He's a player's coach. Gotta love him. So Mateo says Giants will sweep us. I bet you Neto is called up on Friday's game. I would like to see that for sure. Let's see. The Cooch is going to get pounded. Chris says, I heard Texas barbecue is better than sex. The whole team must be loading up. That Texas toast is fire with the right kind of butter and dip it in the barbecue sauce. Suck it. Hey, girl, how's Marsha's Coochie? Halo Joe, how dare you? Holy freak, Jack. Does Todd have a bio, former player? You can look me up on Lynchburg. I think it's still on the website. I don't know. It's been such a long time. But I was on there years ago. I haven't seen it anytime soon, but I played briefly for Lynchburg Pirates. They weren't the Pirates. I forget what their name. There's some goofy ass name. God, what was the name of that little creature? But yeah, it was in Lynchburg. I only played there for a bit, and I had to retire. I had to leave. Let's see. Also, I'm a huge Skeens fan. He's probably gonna no-hit us. He's literally the best pitcher in the league already, and we just made bum Corbin look. Yeah, it's going to be terrible, bro. It's going to be terrible when he faces us. The Angels will destroy Skeens just to confuse the hell out of us. Yeah, imagine. It's like, hey, the Angels knocked out Skeens in the 3rd inning. Like, what the fuck? Seriously. Excuses are for pussies. Exactly. Also, plus, Mike Trout says, too much sex for me. That's why I suck this week. Plus, he's basically from a big A and grew up an Angel fan. Yeah, unfortunately, there's so many players in the league that grew up Angel fans and never will play for the Angels. We always get the 2nd tier, 3rd tier guys when their careers are done that we get them. Maddest Angels fan ever says Neto got hit on the wrist, most likely out for the year. Curse. You cannot be serious. I hope that is some bullshit. I hope that is, man. Please say that is bullshit, because even if he's hit on the wrist, is it, dude? We got to look that up. We got to verify these people, because I swear to God, if that's the case, I mean, how do you get around that? I mean, how do you explain just the incompetence of this team, or this team just doing everything wrong? I mean, I don't know. Where is Arty? Where is what do you call it? Our boy. I'm looking for Arty, and I'm looking for Marsha. Someone's got to show up here and rescue this show. Because I'm telling you what, it is drunk. It's been tough, man. It is very hard to watch games when they go like this. When it's 2 straight games of just absolutely nothing at all. Silent E says, if I wasn't pissed off at yesterday's game, now I'm really pissed. These bats are robbing our pitchers of wins. How long until Kikuchi, Soriano lose their shit? I would already be doing it. Mike Trout says, Angels breaking news per Jeff Passions fired Ron Washington. See, Trout's even like, hey, check out my news. Check out my social media. Todd getting trolled again. Jeez. See, I mean, because look, this shit does break. Like, I don't have X right now. I don't have other stuff up right now. And I'm not believing Trout about the Ron Washington thing. But news does hit. So, I mean, if Neto was hit, it doesn't surprise me. It literally doesn't surprise me. Because stuff like that happens to the Angels all the time. I've been a fan long enough of this team, seeing Mo Vaughn fall down the stairs. All kinds of stuff like this has happened to the Angels. So getting back to it, I guess we'll get back here to what happened in the game if we don't have someone popped on here. The Angels lose 3-1, losers of 3 in a row, and you have, just a tough loss again. And if you look at it right now too, they've lost 5 out of 7 after winning 3 in a row, looking fairly decent. So that's not good. They also take, Soriano went 5 2/3, gave up 10 hits, but again, he was not the problem. He threw a lot of pitches, got out of jams, but when you have 1 run, 6 hits, and 2 errors in that many innings, you are the problem. And the Angels aren't giving themselves any chances to win, dude. So let's see. I know you're watching and spritzing right there. We are streaking in the wrong direction. That is true. And again, Patrick Corbin, dude. Patrick mother effing Corbin. How in the world is this guy, beating us and beating us soundly? 13th season in the league, dude. 13th season in the league. So this is a guy, real quick, before we get out of here, you look at the ERAs. This dude wasn't in the 3s since 2019. In 2020, 4.66 in a season that didn't count. 2021, 5.82. 2022, 6.31 ERA. 2023, 5.20. In 2024, 5.62. The only reason why I still think he was in the league and still in the league at this point is because he's a left-hander. And then so far this year, magically, he had a good start against us. It's frustrating, dude. It is frustrating. Oh, wait. We're almost out of here, and guess who joins the show? It's Arty Moreno. Arty, how are you doing?
How dry I am. How dry I am. Nobody knows. Hello?
Stop it. Get some help.
Are you okay, Arty?
Oh, I'll be fine. Just another shot of whiskey, Todd, and I'll be straight. Oh. How about that win tonight, Todd? Woo!
Oh, we lost, Arty. That's 3 in a row.
Oh, man. One of these nights, I'll get it right.
Well, you know what, Arty? You have nothing to worry about because we're coming home for Star Wars week.
Hooray! Hey, Todd, may the Schwartz be with you. Oh,
wrong movie, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Live long and prosper.
Eric Ward says, we love you, you old cheap bastard.
Oh, I love you too. Hey, was that a dig towards me?
No, that's a backhanded compliment. Silent E says, moist.
I'll take it.
Moist.
Moist. Moist, moist, moist. Nothing makes me more moist than 2 grown men running a podcast tickling each other.
Oh, man. Well, at least they do a podcast about your baseball team. Your team has lost 3 in a row. What would you do if you were the manager, Arty, to get these guys riled up in the? Because a lot of us have been saying all show that they just don't look motivated.
I would gather the troops together and say, "Hey, we need to start winning. Get it together. What am I paying you for?" That's what I would say. I would tell them straight out. I would look at Mike Trout dead in the eyes and say, "Please do something." I've got like 6 bobbleheads coming out this year. I need you to back it up.
By the way, Arty, Tyler says, "Hey, Arty, how about a tasty duck?"
That's perverse. I would never indulge in that. That's disgusting.
Eric Ward says, "What color is your lightsaber?"
It's brown, Eric. Woo! It's a brown lightsaber.
Oh man. Eric says, the other Eric from Seattle says, "Arturo!
Eric! How are you doing, my boy?" Woo!
Boy, you know what? For some reason, you make me happy when you usually don't. But tonight, I think I needed a laugh the way the team played tonight.
Oh, I know how to make everybody happy. I even know how to make myself happy. I was dropping stomach pancakes about 2 hours ago, looking at a picture of Betty White. Woo! That woman was hot.
So you drop it like it's hot when you see someone that old? That's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, she used to call me IHOP.
Wow, winning.
Oh, listen, all I know is that, boy, speaking of dropping hot turds, when is Ohapi going to get rid of that stomach virus? And will you please tell them no more Taco Bell for Ohapi?
I tell them all the time, say, stay away from that food. It's going to kill you. I tell them, here, have a drink. Have a drink on me. Clears them right up.
Got you. I don't want you to make a team full of drunks, okay? I mean, the diarrhea.
Hey, they're not doing anything sober. Maybe if they're drunk, they'll start hitting.
Hey, Silent E says, can this Arty replace the real Arty? I'm sure drunk Arty is a cooler owner than the drunk Arty.
Eric! He knows what he's talking about.
That's just, Eric Ward says the A train, baby. Tyler says Arty wants to drop that baloney on Betty White's wrinkled ass.
Oh, those balonies wouldn't fall flat, let me tell you. Oh, I'd like to spackle that behind.
That's
just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Eric Wallace says, did Arturo meet Blanche Devereaux? Do you know who that is?
Oh, B. Arthur's a hot piece, let me tell you.
I know that, dude.
I was a big Maude fan back in the day, Todd. I'd be watching TV, watching Maude, thinking, man, what would it be like to dust that off?
Disgusting. That is disgusting. Arty, Matt Thice says, hey, Arty, we need to drink together, and then we need to get high together.
Oh, no.
I don't do drugs, Todd. I'm just straight alcohol. That's all I do. I can't do the drugs anymore, Todd.
Winning.
It makes me weird.
Win here and
I
win
start
there.
seeing weird things.
I see.
Yeah, I can't handle it anymore. Hey, what's that? That elephant keeps following me. I start seeing weird, strange beings. I have to just stick to alcohol, Todd. I can't do it.
Man, I can't imagine being high with you, Arty. I just can't.
Oh, the last time I got high was a month ago with Ron Washington. That guy's crazy. He did so much blow. I thought he was a white guy at first. It was all over the place.
All right, A-Train. Arty, sorry. Silent E says A-Train for president. He knows how to rally a crowd like he rallies his monkey. And then Tyler says, where's Farkas?
That guy finally got laid, and now he doesn't show up. What a fan.
It's sort of like you. You get laid and you don't show up to the stadium.
I get laid at the stadium. Why do you think everybody loves those hoppy dogs so much?
Oh
boy!
John Stamos,
boy! A little bit of Betty White action there.
A spritz o'clock for sure.
I'm spritzing all over the place. Get your spritz dogs! Spritz dogs here!
Where's the Arty bobblehead? Eric Ward wants to know.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. Or how about a Betty White bobblehead? I got it for her. Hey, she's dead, isn't she?
For about a good 20 years, yes.
Okay, good. So she won't talk when we're doing it.
Actually, Betty White died not too long ago. I was thinking about B. Arthur. That was like 30 years ago.
Oh, B. Arthur's been dead for 50 years. That woman does not move. She just lays on her back. That's all she does.
B. Arthur died in like 2012.
Damn it, Randy!
Why would you know that, Randy? Randy's like, B. Arthur.
I had her poster on my ceiling.
Me and Randy would be on each end, high-fiving each other.
Oh, come on.
And not with our hands.
Oh, come on. See, this is why you like Star Wars weekend so much, Arty. That's the
Hey, I got a hankering for that Princess Leia, too. Oh, she died, too. Damn it.
Who wants to play lightsabers?
This show is completely off the rails.
Oh, that got gay real quick.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
I'm over here with Pam Anderson on my wall, and you guys got B. Arthur.
What's wrong, fucker? You jealous?
Oh, yeah. I'm super jealous.
I'll tell you what, Betty White's so old, she's still vibrating from me motorboating her.
Todd whacked the whores. I did classy women.
Oh, man. Look.
I'm just joking, Todd. I have total respect for women. I would never do such a thing to degrade a woman. I'm a perfect gentleman, Todd. It's all for show.
Sure. Eric Ward says neck with Arty.
Don't knock it till you try it, pal.
B. Arthur was at the Star Wars Christmas special. Q Bally's.
We should have a B. Arthur night. I'm going to talk to my guy.
That'll bring all the kids in.
Oh yeah. They'll flock in. Maybe it'll revive her career. It'll be like a B. Arthur.
I want balls and balls
B. Arthur
and
more B. Arthur or something.
Dan says, does Arty use purple lightsaber for enemas? That's disgusting. Oh, man.
How dare you?
Oh
right,
boy.
Well, Arty, I think I'm laughing too hard and you're too excited, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah, I just finished like 15 minutes ago. I'm ready to go again with all this Golden Girls talk. It's time for the Golden Girls to get a golden shower.
See, this last 5 or 10 minutes is we went from class act to just smut. We're gonna get flat.
It's Randy's fault. He's the one that came in all crazy. He came in with all kinds of sexual innuendos. I was talking about good times at the ballpark.
What are you talking about? We lost. B. Arthur saved this show.
Okay.
He's right.
Since you guys are Golden Girls, what is it called? Aficionados. What was the name of the oldest one, supposedly? The short one.
Estelle. Had her poster on my door.
I was only paying attention to B. Arthur. I was talking to her.
Blanche, Estelle.
That was too quick, Randy. That was way too quick. That's what she said.
I watch that every summer, 2:00 and at 2:30, baby, at my block of TV watching every day. You kidding me?
Let's see.
My
There
brother
was also
watching the Outdoor Channel. I was watching the Golden Girls, bitches.
There was also Janet, Chrissy, Muriel, Kimberly, Blanche. Oh, wait. Blair, Joe, Tootie. There was a lot of them.
That's a completely different network.
Oh, I've been watching too much Me TV, Todd. Oh, let's not forget Nell Carter. Woo! What a sight of ham that was.
I'm not going to even say anything on that.
I'll draw you a picture, Todd. I'll show you what I mean.
No, please no.
Where are my crayons? I can't find my crayons.
Randy, please play us out with something, or you know what? No, Underdog Bet. If you use Heating the promo code, they'll match anything when you sign up to $1,000 of winning. Right? Winning.
But Randy, play the Golden Girls music in the background.
What's that?
Play the Golden Girls music in the background.
Ooh, I don't know about that. But in the spirit of this show, let's end it this way.